The next banner for Sword of Convallaria was announced yesterday, so let's talk a little bit about if you should pull on this banner, where LilyWill is good, where Alexei is good, and if you're interested in them, how you should be building them. Hello the internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I am Sefhi. Today's topic, once again, the next banner. It's already on the website. I updated the calendar event right here. We're also getting a new event tomorrow for guilds. I did not showcase this event because even on the early access server, I have no access to it. Maybe if I create a guild on the early access server, I can, but it costs $5 to create a guild, and I'm not going to be spending money on the early access server for obvious reasons, all right? So tomorrow we're getting that new event, and we're also getting the LilyWill and Alexei dual banner. Now, not only that, but tomorrow, the Taiwanese version is getting a lot of stuff that I want to be showcasing, probably making a couple separate videos. They are getting a new event, and they're getting a new character with a new gacha skin. The new gacha skin, it's the one for the new Sefhi. There is an alt for Sefhi. As you can see, she's there with Rawi. She's pretty cool. I really like how the skin looks. This is a gacha skin like the Beryl one. I am not super happy with that because I would prefer, right? I would prefer if this skin was like a normal skin, just like the one for Call, for example. But it is what it is. So we're getting this character that I will be showcasing tomorrow, the new event, etc. But for the global version, we're going to be talking about LilyWill and Alexei specifically. Now, first of all, the only reason to be putting on this banner is if you are aiming to get Alexei and you also want to put for Simona, since they kind of work together, right? Most of the dual banners are actually skips. You should only be pulling, in my opinion, on the rate tab banners because you know what you're getting in case you have to go to PT, right? When we talk about the dual banners, it's too much risk for whatever you can get in here, which God knows if it's going to be a Beryl, Call, or an off banner, right? There is too many options to get shafted in contrast to just the right up ones. So in case you want to pull, where is LilyWill good? Where is Alexei good? So let's start with LilyWill, since it's the one that I can showcase the most since I actually have her in my account. So Lily, it's a character that you can build her two different ways. You can go the route of going for crits, more range, really good damage, or you can go for the route of actually being a good furry and going infection, right? Most of the furries, as you know, are the only characters that can play around the infection mechanic, right? So if you go for the infection mechanic, you also want to go with the bow that can actually do that. As you can see, 5-star iron combat bow and 3-star meteor line, the bows do not leave me alone, right? But LilyWill can be built on those two different ways. I will be making a separate video for her tomorrow on how to build her. In my case, I'm going with a mix because, as you all know, I just enjoy playing the characters the way I like. I don't care about meta. I enjoy talking about it, but I don't care enough to be pushing every single type of content hard trying, right? I enjoy collecting characters and account progression. So tomorrow I'll talk about it, but you can go either with the infection mechanic or you can go more for the extra range, crit, etc. right? Those are the two ways you could be building her if you decide to go for her. Reminder that she also has a leader's aura for all of the furries. So if you want to build a team around the bladders, I just prefer to call them furries, all right? If you want to create a team around this faction, she is a character you need to have for that leader aura. When it comes to the rest of the skills, I'll make a separate video. Once again, you'll see that always she has either infection or normal extra damage, either infection or just more extra damage. So there is a lot of ways of building her, even though there's clearly, of course, some skills that are better than others, in my opinion. For example, guerrilla is always better than getting aim, but that's just me, even though both are pretty good. So tomorrow we'll make a separate video talking about her. Now, when it comes to Alexei, let me switch to the early access server so I can showcase him to you. All right, I just came into the early access server where we have access to basically every single character. Thank you to the developers because I think this is super good for content creators. I would prefer if people could actually check the kits of the units at any given point in the game, because right now if you don't have the characters, there is no place where you can check the kits outside of the best website, waifus.com. But there is no place where you can check the kits. I think it would be nice if we could just check them instead of having to, either have the early access or have to watch someone else. It's a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. Now, when it comes to Alexei, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, if you are planning on pulling for Simona, I'm not sure if I can show the summon screen or not. I think I can, but just in case I will not show it. The next banner is Simona. Now, Simona does freeze a lot of the tiles, and Alexei gets stronger with frozen tiles, and not only frozen tiles. The only issue is that he needs more copies in order to proc his invulnerability and resolve. He will basically get invulnerability turns multiple turns of invulnerability, and also do really strong counter attacks. The problem is that he needs more dupes in order to survive after that and in order to do more damage. As a tank, he is really good. The problem is that he needs to be more built in contrast to someone like Maitha, who just works out of the box as a free character we get, right? So that's what I prefer, in my opinion, just running Maitha as a base tank. If you want to go building a team around those frozen characters, right, he is clearly a good option. Now, the only thing to take into consideration is that both Simona and Alexei, even though they do work together, right, because of the frozen tiles, they do not have a faction shared, meaning, okay, yes, you can be getting different bonus factions. If you were to use drifters, you can go with Cole, but you're not getting something for Simona and for her, because Simona, as you can see here, she is from the Union and she is from Discipline, so they are not sharing those. Now, if you're looking for the Union, with, for example, it's the faction that I want to be building, I like Simona because I can pair her with Gloria, and this is a faction that's one of my favorites, right? Pretty basic knights, but they have something that's charming to me, right? Now, that said, like I was saying, I will be making a separate video when it comes to how to properly build these characters. I'm gonna be leveling up later Alexei to level 60 in this version, since I should be able to, as you can see, plenty of resources that they give us, and we can be testing different compositions. So all that said, should you be pulling on this banner? In my opinion, you should be skipping for the single rate up ones, because those have a lot more value, again, for me. Of course, if you like these two characters and you don't mind getting one or the other, then of course do some multi-see who you can get. But right now, resources are super tight. We're getting a lot of meta characters and a lot of meta banners upcoming even after this, so I would be careful with how you play with your resources, right? All that said, do let me know if you guys are pulling, how much are you going to be using in terms of resources for Alexei or LilyWill. That's gonna be it for this one. Thank you to my patrons for making this content possible. Good luck with your pool data needs, and see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。